What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dude Perfect Fancast. Today, we will be talking about the beloved, almost 2-year-old Dude Perfect Backstage Pass documentary.
Yes, Dude Perfect's biggest project that they have ever done ever.
Yes. In the
Um,
history of ever.
yeah, Dude Perfect's biggest project, Backstage
Yep.
Pass, that came out almost 2 years
Almost 2
ago.
years ago.
Two
Yeah, it's
years ago
almost,
from Wednesday.
it's like a toddler now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So it was uploaded on May 11th, 2020.
That's
Um,
crazy.
mhm.
It feels like it was more late May, but it was still like before the half of May, which is
Yeah.
weird.
Well, I mean, hey,
It,
I watched it a lot late May.
yeah. I remember back when it came out, we did a double episode on it. We did
Mhm.
2 episodes on it.
Part two, go watch that. And I mean, spoiler alert, we gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
We both did, and I think that's the only rating that I still 2 years later do stand by. Like
Yeah, I agree.
this documentary is definitely, I would say it's my favorite Dude Perfect video, or the
Mhm.
content piece of work that they've ever done. It's my favorite piece of work
Yeah.
that they've ever done. Some people don't say that it's, or don't qualify as a video. It is on their channel,
Mhm.
but it isn't an actual video. It's a documentary, so I
Yeah.
get that, but
It's like a
I love
more
it.
movie.
hmm
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was, I would say, one of their biggest hype things. It came out
hmm
a couple days after, like a week or two after the quarantine stereotypes.
hmm
So, it was quarantine when it came out, which is
Yeah.
weird to think. Like,
hmm
you know, we weren't, we were both, we had like just started up the Dude Perfect Fancast again. We were only
hmm
like a month into it, not even
Yeah.
really. And this came out, and, I think this was like one of their biggest things ever. And I just remember watching it, and like, it was such great. Like, I wish I could go back and watch it for the first time.
Definitely. I mean, I no one knew what to expect. We saw
Yeah,
the trailer, but it was something, I don't know. I did not, when I went into it, I didn't think that it would be an actual documentary like
documentary.
that. I thought it would be more
No,
like
yeah, cause
kiddish. I don't know.
no,
Anyway.
well, yeah, cause like I remember, I think a couple episodes, like an episode or two before it came out, we were kind of like guessing on how long we thought it would be,
Mhm.
like what it would be about, and I think we got parts of it right, but I think both of us were on the shorter end of how long it would be. I
Yeah.
think.
Well, no, we knew that it would be a 90-minute documentary.
Hmm.
We knew that
Yeah. Hmm.
they told us that it would be a 90-minute documentary, so we knew the length, and we kind
Hmm.
of, I mean, we saw a trailer before, which I love the trailer,
Yeah.
but I just didn't really know what to
No, yeah, we
expect
were
from
kind
it.
of, yeah, I don't think anybody really knew what to expect. And I think that's what kind
Mhm.
of was like, this could either be super serious, like an actual documentary,
Mhm.
or it could almost be like a kiddish, like Dude Perfect show, like just like a
Yeah.
super long Dude Perfect show documentary, kind of.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that's what I think that's what I expected. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think more people were expecting kind of like it's a documentary, but it kind of has like that kiddish,
mhm.
parts, like bits with the Dude Perfect show in it. But
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, so I guess for people who don't know, Dude Perfect put out a documentary 2 years ago
yeah,
about their tour, their first tour, Pound It,
yeah,
Noggin show. Um, they did it. I
and
mean,
General Dude Perfect too.
yeah, I mean, so it was mainly about, like, centered around their first tour that happened in
Yeah,
2019, but then a year later they put out the documentary. But then going through the history of Dude Perfect, and it was almost like a um 10-year anniversary special in a way. I guess it
but it
was
was kind of like
um
11 years
yeah, it was
after.
11 years when it was released. But I guess to them it was 10 years when they did the tour and all of
Yeah,
that. But yeah, I mean, it was looking back on the 10-year journey of Dude Perfect. I guess it was made It was filmed and everything in
in
2019, and then
2019.
they edited it and all of that. And it was
Yeah.
actually like Sparky. They showed the final cut to Sparky when they were filming the Airsoft Battle Royale 2. So it was like fully done for a couple months before releasing it.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, yeah, before anybody they said anything about it, it was fully done, which is cool. I mean, a
Yeah.
little fun fact.
Yeah,
But
instead of like, saying, oh,
mhm,
we're still working on it, and then being like, it's coming at this time, and then there's, setbacks,
mhm,
and they have to push the date.
yeah,
Having
yeah.
it like done and ready, because like it was roughly, I think, 10 months in between from the tour to when the documentary came out, about like
Well,
90,
yeah,
well, 10 months.
first day of the Pound It Noggin tour was July 11th, 2019, and that came
Yeah,
out
so it was like
May
exactly 10
11th.
months from when the tour started.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a, I don't know, little thing that they added in there, just
Yeah.
10-year, documentary or whatever, but whatever. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a documentary, and I think the reason why, or one of the reasons why I love it so much is that, like, if anybody's wondering about Dude Perfect or the history of Dude Perfect, like, you
This
can
would be like,
easily direct them to that.
no, yeah, like, you don't have to show them any other video, like maybe their first video.
Mhm.
But like, if they just want to know the general consensus of Dude Perfect and what they do,
Mhm.
then and you don't want to show them years of Dude Perfect content, this would definitely be
Mhm.
the thing to show them.
Yeah, and I definitely think that, like, it is 90 minutes, so it's not like a short video to describe Dude Perfect, but like
But
it is.
compared to how many videos are out,
Yeah,
this
I
would be the
mean,
quickest way to sum it up.
yeah, definitely. But then also just it is very, very fast paced. And I like because like traditional documentaries that are on like Netflix or whatever, it's like kind of slow
Boring.
paced. But for this, it's on YouTube and it's kind of, their audience is more younger. Or I guess for this it's more older, I guess, for the tour or
But
this
like,
documentary.
it
But
wasn't like those nature documentaries where it's like the wild gazelle roams through the forest and it's just like so slow and boring.
hmm
This is like super fun to watch. It's kind of like just watching Dude Perfect when they're not on film.
yeah.
Kind of
Yeah,
like Dude
definitely.
Perfect uncut, kind of just like some funny moments from the tour mixed with backstory and
hmm
all that. Like, it was a fun documentary
hmm
showing like them in real life and not just like, on video.
Yeah, and I love the story behind it because I mean, we've been fans long before the documentary came out,
Yeah.
but I guess just seeing this kind of side of Dude Perfect and like really seeing the in-depth story because we didn't exactly know the full story of Dude Perfect and like everything that went on. Like
Yeah.
it was really, really cool to see all of this, and
And kind of like seeing them like when they're off of like, just not doing a YouTube video, kind of like a little spoiler if you haven't seen it. I would say, if you haven't seen it, it's been 2 years, so you're
hmm
kind of asking for spoilers. But like, we kind of got them, they got frustrated at
hmm
points, during the tour. They got super, like, we got to see them nervous,
hmm
which is like, you would never think people like the dudes would ever get nervous for something
yeah,
because they just don't seem like that on YouTube.
hmm
But like we got to see like a lot of like the behind the scenes, which I think just makes it super fun and
hmm
interesting.
Yeah, and I love it. I mean, to this day, I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I watch it probably, I don't know, at least every month. At least I,
Wow.
I watch it, and I mean, I watch the full thing. Like even if I'm just like going to like, oh wait, like this clip in the documentary and then go to it, I just instinctively just watch to the end just because it's so captivating. And at any
Mm-hmm.
minute that you started on, you like kind of have to finish it just because it's
Yeah.
such a good story. And yeah, I mean, I absolutely love it. I've seen this is probably the most like um I would say this is probably the video, Dude Perfect video that I've watched the most that's on their
Mm-hmm.
channel. Um, yeah, I,
And
I
it's
watch
an
this a
hour and a
lot.
half long too, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like not a
Yeah, yeah,
short video to watch.
yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love it. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
can't say how much I love this because I can't. I mean, this is
Yeah.
it's
Well,
such a good video.
we watched this on our way to this Dude Perfect tour number 2, the 2020
Yeah.
tour that happened in 2021.
Mhm.
We like Asher downloaded it. We watched the whole thing on the way, and it was just like
Mhm.
kind of like seeing the difference from their first tour to like
Mhm.
their second tour. At least from what we saw, it was like
Yeah.
nice to like see similarities, but also like the differences and like different things. So
Well, and also just because we were on the way to meet them, too.
yeah,
Like we
yeah.
that was the last Dude Perfect video that we watched before meeting Dude Perfect.
Yeah, so it kind
Um,
of always has that like special place
mhm.
in our hearts. Like, you know, this was the last video that we watched, and then we met Dude Perfect.
Yeah, and we watched it together. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, if you haven't watched it in a while, or if you just watched it, watch it again. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's a great piece of content. I mean, I
Yeah,
will stand behind it. It is so good. It's such a great story. I would
yeah,
recommend anybody watching it. I think that the thing is like anybody can watch it. Like it doesn't
yeah.
matter your age, doesn't matter if you know Dude Perfect or not. Like literally I can show it to
Mm-hmm.
anybody and it
Yeah,
would apply to them. And I think that's what I love
yeah,
about it and just like kind of the
yeah.
business
Because it's
sense.
not like I would say centered towards a specific person or
Mhm.
audience, really. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're not a big fan of Dude Perfect,
Mhm.
it still has like life lessons in it, and just like a cool documentary. Like,
Mhm.
not everybody's into nature documentaries, but people who aren't into them still watch them at points.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So that's the Dude Perfect documentary. Some facts and everything that you need to know about it. I
yeah,
guess
this
it
is kind of
is.
like an updated review.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. I would say, like, we don't need
Yeah,
to talk about a lot about it, like behind the scenes and all of that, just because it shows so much about the behind the scenes in
yeah,
it. So you can kind of just tell from watching it. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good parts. Noah, what's your favorite part? Do you have
Ooh,
one?
my favorite part was when they were kind of traveling between all the cities and like
Mm-hmm.
doing different things. When they went and met Zac Efron to do All Sports 4,
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
kind of just like more like the B-rollish, kind of like the center of it where they're like going around to all the different cities
Mm-hmm.
and all that. Like when they're actually like in the tour time, I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say.
Yeah, I mean, and if you're watching it, I would say chapter or whatever. If you're watching on, I guess if
Hmm.
it's only on YouTube, so if you're
Yeah.
watching it with time codes on, touring, check that clip out. I would say that's definitely my favorite part too, the touring.
Yeah.
Um, and the song, I don't know, all of it. I love that part.
Yeah, and I think
Super
the
cool.
ending was
Hmm.
such a good ending.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, probably the best ending to a documentary or I don't know
Yeah.
anything ever. I loved the ending. I
Like
loved
it
the ending.
was they picked a great song for it.
Hmm.
Even the credits were super interesting.
Yeah, I would say a big thing that I love about this documentary is the song choice. And Dude Perfect has
Yeah.
always had amazing song choice in their videos, but like especially this documentary, like they use songs that they did, use in other videos, but like also just the new songs. Like
Yeah.
it has an amazing song choice, and I don't know if there's like a playlist or something on Spotify or Apple Music about like all the songs that they use. But I mean, over the past couple years, we've kind of found all the songs that we've loved, and I don't know
Yeah, and but they chose uh oh my gosh, why can't I think of
the
the
last
name?
song.
Anything is possible by Louis II.
Yeah,
That was, I think, a great song choice for it.
definitely. Yeah, I mean,
And it just like
it's
oh,
great. hmm but yeah, I mean, I think that's all. I mean,
yeah.
go watch you some of the Dude Perfect Backstage Pass official documentary. Go like it. I mean, it is grown a lot of views over the years. I mean, it's had
almost
like
to
a
43 million.
Yeah, I mean, it's had like a gradual, like it hasn't been the biggest Dude Perfect video, but it's like still getting a decent amount of views to this day. So I think
And
it's
for it being an almost an hour and a half,
hmm
movie practically,
yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah,
I
definitely. I
think
mean,
it's doing really
even
good.
for like, because it is a documentary, like competing with Netflix, I think 42 million views is pretty good, for a
Hmm.
documentary. So I would say that like, yeah, it
And
is.
like
It
especially on
is good.
YouTube with how many YouTube videos are put out and
Hmm
all that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, go watch it. There isn't any talks about Dude Perfect doing another documentary. Um,
I don't think they will anytime soon.
mhm,
I
yeah,
think maybe for like around their 20th anniversary they
yeah.
will.
hmm there is talks of a movie though, and we'll
Yes,
talk
there
about it
is
more.
talks of a
We'll
movie.
talk about it more, maybe in like its own episode. But yeah, I guess this is its own documentary, and I think this is kind of like a special one because they didn't do it for the last tour, and I don't think they will do it for
Yeah,
this
I
upcoming
don't think
one.
they will. Yeah, I think since it was like their first tour and kind of like going into the new era of Dude Perfect
Hmm
with the tour, kind of like the tour was the beginning of the new era of Dude Perfect, so they kind of documented the beginning of
hmm
Dude Perfect with the tour as kind of being like that transition.
Yeah.
So because like touring is something totally different than they've ever done before.
hmm
As they said in the documentary,
Yeah.
and I think like since they were going to go on tour. They went on tour 2019. They were going to go 2020, but because of COVID, they pushed it to 2021,
hmm
and now they're doing 2022. They're probably going to do one every year.
Yeah, or as every year that they can do. I mean,
Yeah, like maybe not exactly every year because like 2020 they were supposed to do it and all that, but like
hmm
I'm guessing almost every year for at least 5 years. I think
hmm
they'll do it.
I
5 to 10 years.
they might do another documentary when they do a world tour.
Yes, no, I agree with you there. I think
hmm
once they do that world tour, then I think they will do a documentary or
hmm
some type of maybe not an exact documentary, but kind of like a super long vlog,
Yeah, maybe
about
something
it.
like that. But like, I mean, I think for the world tour, because I know that they will do it. I think that that'll probably be their last when they kind of like are seeing, maybe in a couple years of doing it in America and like, okay, we're kind of reaching the end. Let's just have one last go around the world and then,
One last tour, and then they go around the world, and then they don't tour for another 10 years.
yeah, or
You know,
something like that.
because
Kind of.
like it's gonna get to a point because like if they keep doing it every year and like keep going around to different places, it's gonna get like people are gonna like less people are gonna want to go because they just went to the last tour, which was
Yeah.
like a year ago, year and a half ago.
hmm
So like at some point, less people will start going. Like people will still go, but like I would say less people will start to go.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and like, but I think like they could probably do it for another maybe at like most another 5 years, and then
hmm
I would say a world tour would kind of be their final tour for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. But I do think that like they will do one soon, and we might get a documentary out of that. But yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
think
kind
that's
of, or
all
like
for.
kind of like instead of like they could kind of do a tour documentary with kind of like going back to like the past tours
hmm
and all that, and then kind of finishing up
Yeah,
with this final world tour, which
definitely.
I think would just be super cool for them to do a
Yeah,
world tour.
that would be cool. That'd definitely be cool.
Maybe they learn a bunch of languages and do it in
Yeah.
a bunch of different languages. That would be actually super cool to see.
hmm But yeah, I mean, I think that's all. That's all for this
Yeah.
documentary. This Wednesday we'll talk about the next week's Dude Perfect video,
Yes.
RC
RC
Impossible
stunts.
RC
Yeah.
stunts. Um,
Which I'm excited for.
yeah, we don't exactly know what it is yet, so that's where
We've
we're
only
pushing it
gotten
back.
one picture at the moment,
hmm
but hopefully by the news next Wednesday we will get more.
hmm Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so check
Yeah.
back then. Happy birthday to Noah because his was last
Yes.
Wednesday. So
Yeah.
let's
Well.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Thank you. I'm super. Comment down below if you're listening on Spotify or Anchor. What you would like to see in future tours or a future documentary.
Definitely. And on YouTube, you can't forget about that.
And on YouTube because you guys
But
can comment. But if you're listening
mhm.
on like Apple Podcast, that's
Write
your
us a
fault. Listen on
review,
the better
five
platform.
star, and
Yeah.
tell us. Yeah.
Yeah. Five
But
star. Yeah. I
I
would
think that's
say
it.
signing off for now.
Pound it, noggin.
Noggin.
See
See
ya.
ya.
Good night.